Good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday morning to you. Now, I just want to start this session off by, first of all, reminding you that I live in a very rural area that is right now undergoing a huge snowstorm like you guys would not believe. It has been snowing nonstop since Friday morning. So we may, at some point, we may lose power, Wi-Fi, or both. And if that's the case, just know that I will pick it up again just as soon as I have those services available. And also, I want to remind you that I am not in a professional studio. I am in my living room. Don't have a production crew or a cameraman or anything like that. So you may hear all kinds of noises like snow plows and people shoveling and dogs barking and all that kind of stuff. And we're just going to set that aside and move forward with our day and get this done. So if you were with me last week, you know that we started a 3-part series of of acceptance and detachment. And as I was preparing for that, I realized that we're missing a piece, a very crucial piece to the success of being able to accept and detach from things. So that piece is forgiveness, and we are here today to talk about that. So I'm just kind of getting my notes in order and all that good stuff while we wait for people to pop on. And as always, we start our messages of hope with a little prayer and a reading from 365 Days of Goddess. And then later in this broadcast, we are also going to be selecting oracle cards from Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler deck. It's one of my favorite decks. And just to let you know, Denise Lynn is one of my all-time favorite authors for oracle and affirmation cards. If you don't know her, I would suggest that you go and check her out. Hi, Chrissy. I am so glad you're here. Yes, girl. You know, it was the weirdest thing when I went to start this broadcast. I went to click on the link for the forgiveness, and you know what? It wasn't there. I don't know what's going on. So I see that you're commenting that you lost me again. YouTube is telling me that I'm still live. I'm gonna keep on talking. And hopefully this is getting videoed, so at least we can go back and listen to it in playback. And again, I'm really sorry, you guys, for all these technical problems. I don't know. Okay, I'm back. Yay, girl. It ain't always me. I know that I'm technologically challenged when it comes to social media, but it's not always me. Sometimes it's my crappy Wi-Fi, and I'm paying for a large amount of streaming data, but still, it's just, I'm going to say snow. Right now, I'm looking at the crows outside my living room window. They're not so, they're pretty active, so maybe we're going to get a break in the snow for a little bit. That'd be great. So Chrissy, again, thank you so much for being here. And if you could do me a favor, Chrissy, and just, oh, maybe I can. Maybe I can share this. I don't know. But Chrissy, if you could, would you please share this on the Your Essential Spirit Quest page? I'm going to try to share it as well. But I'm almost afraid to do anything because, you know, it'll pop me in and out. But I do want to welcome everybody here. If you're listening to this in playback, please know that I will not be available right away for your questions, but I definitely will pop in and take a look at them and answer them, of course. So let us just take a moment to set aside our morning, set aside some time for just this live video, for just your participation in it, and just settle in. I hope you have a nice warm beverage with you, and we're just going to settle in and open the space for some learning. Holy Mother, thank you so much for this day and this opportunity for us to come together and share our thoughts and ideas and our feelings, and really seek out those messages of hope that are offered to us on a daily basis. We ask that you open our hearts and minds to any messages that resonate to us and align with our spirits. And if it does not, Goddess, please allow us to just let those thoughts and feelings fade away and not seep into our consciousness if they do not belong to us. Thank you so much, and blessed be. All right, you guys, tea time. As you know, I'm very casual. I'm a Virgo, so I'm a little structured, but I'm also very free-flowing. So if you have any thoughts or questions or anything you want to pop in and say, anything like that, please do not hesitate. We are on, I'm turning to January. I'm turning to, what the heck is today? It's the 12th. Oh, it's the Hindu solstice today, January 12th. This is the page that we're working from today. And the goddess's name is Ganga, Ganga, Ganga. Her themes are cleansing, health, and mercy. Symbols are water and yellow-colored items. Of course, my mind always goes to food. So I'm thinking lemons and melons and corn, things like that. But other yellow-colored items, you could hang yellow ribbons or something. So about Ganga, as the Hindu goddess of the river Ganges, Ganga represents purification, wellness, and benevolence in the new year. Legend has it Ganga came to earth upon hearing the cries of people who were dying from drought. Shiva divided Ganga into 7 streams so she would not flood the earth upon her arrival. Part of this stream remained in the heavens as the Milky Way, and the rest flowed through India as the river Ganges, where the goddess lives. Art depicts Ganga as beautiful, controlling the Makra. It's a sea monster, with water flowing all around her. So that's a typical image of her. It kind of brings to mind Kuan Yin riding the dragon on the ocean. I'm sure it's just another depiction of her. So things to do today. In India, people gather on the river Ganges on this day and bathe in the waters for health, protection, and forgiveness from 10 sins. They welcome spring's approach during this festival by wearing yellow clothing and cooking food like rice with saffron. To adapt this tradition and prompt Ganga's blessings, wear any yellow-toned clothing or jewelry today. Oh, I'm wearing citrine, so that counts. Light a yellow candle, carry a yellow-toned stone, like citrine, the book said that, or another one would be a yellow aventurine, golden topaz, things like that. And eat rice as part of any meal. Adapt your shower or bath, hose, or sprinkler to substitute for the river Ganges, so you can run through your sprinkler. As you stand beneath the water, visualize any figurative dirt being washed away down the drain. And I have to be honest, that is one of my all-time favorite ways of changing energy, is by sitting in water or standing under a shower and allowing that water to just wash away any negativity, any residual ick that I want to let go of. This is why I take my showers at night, to be honest, because when I go to bed, I want to make sure that I'm clean inside and out. I do my nightly mantras and all that kind of good stuff, setting the tone for a peaceful night's sleep. It works. So you might consider. Oh, thank you, Christy. Thank you so much. And yes, butter counts, girl. That's one of my favorite yellow foods. Thank you so much. I want to make sure that that the Y.E.S page is actually letting you post that. So hang on a second, y'all. Will I just take a quick peeky see? I'm going to have to upgrade my computer eventually, I think. Again, it's so slow. And it could be anything. All right. But we are going to move on, okay? All right, I finally said it updated. Chrissy, that was perfect. Thank you so very, very much. It has the correct link and everything. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. So we are going to talk about forgiveness. Now, last week we talked about acceptance, and it really brought up a lot of stuff for people. It really, really did. And I want you guys to understand something, that what we are still dealing with, okay, around acceptance, forgiveness, detachment, is stuff that has happened in the past, okay? We are choosing to hold on to it, all right? Now, I know that's going to be kind of hard for some people to hear and accept, but when we are suffering from something that has happened in the past, it's because we are choosing to hold on to it for whatever reason. Feelings of injustice, can't accept the betrayal, confusion, frustration, all of that kind of stuff keeps it in our mind, keeps it in our heart. And I want to tell you something. Eventually, those kind of feelings are going to make you sick. They're going to make you sick. They're going to bring down your immune system. They're going to attract lower density vibrations, such as cancer. You know, all of this kind of stuff is coming from this heartbreak, this inability to accept, forgive, and detach from it. So that's why we're going through the processes. And I'm really sorry if it's bringing up some really painful stuff for you. Just know that I'm still here for you. After this video is gone, if you're dealing with some crap, connect with me. Let's talk about it. Let's work through it. It could involve some energy work. It could just involve a little bit of a chat to give you a different perspective. So don't just sit there in your pain when I'm trying to help move you through it, to free you up for a better way of being, okay? So just hang on to all of that. So I do want to remind you, though, that forgiveness is the key to moving through all of that stuff. All of it. You can dissipate it with the mere intention of forgiveness. And we're going to have a little bit of a forgiveness meditation towards the end of this video. So hang in there so you're not just stuck with that stuff, okay? So onwards. You know, I like to always start from a common ground of understanding. So we went to dictionary.com and looked up forgiveness. And this is what dictionary.com has to say. To forgive. To grant pardon for or remission of an offense, debt, etc. To absolve someone. To give up all claim on account of, remit, like a debt or an obligation. To grant pardon to a person. To cease to feel resentment against. That's the definition we're working with. To cease to feel resentment against anything. That's the key word, is resentment. We're holding that resentment, that how dare you-ness, you know? And that's what we really have to work through and to get rid of. Now, the key here, to know whether or not you have truly forgiven something, you have to see how it feels to your body. Now, energy is always, because it's a vibration, is always going to resonate in your body. It's always going to elicit some kind of a feeling, and you know this. You know when something doesn't feel right. You know when something feels good. And that's really all you need to know, okay? The other thing you need to know really is where it shows up in your body, because it alerts you to what chakras are being triggered when you're having these thoughts and feelings, all right? So for forgiveness, when we release that. When we've forgiven something, even if we think about it, it should no longer hurt us. That's how you know that it's been truly forgiven. Now, if it has not, if it still elicits some negative response, some tears, some like, how dare you, and all that kind of stuff, you know that you haven't really truly forgiven. And it could very well be that you've held on to this vibration for so long that now it's stuck. It's stuck in your subtle energy body. And you need to get it moved out. You need to see an energy worker for this, okay? I do energy work remotely. You can always turn to me or a trusted energy worker in your area so that they can evaluate you and move those thought forms along, cut cords for you, and all kinds of stuff. So don't poo-poo the energy workers. They're like doctors, okay? Really, energy doctors. So, yeah, work with them if you need them. So just to remind you, forgiveness is a, good Lord, I keep bouncing in and out of your awareness there, Chrissy. I'm so sorry. YouTube keeps telling me I'm still here, so I'm going to keep on talking. And hopefully, if you need to, you can go back and look at this later in your leisure, honey. So I just want to remind you again, forgiveness comes after accepting. If you cannot accept that something has happened, that this situation actually exists, there's no way you're going to forgive it. You have to go, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that did happen to me. That did happen. You can't go around saying, I don't believe it, I don't believe it, I don't believe it, I don't believe it. Because as long as you're saying that, you're in denial and you're not going to move past it, okay? Or move through it. So you have to get to the acceptance part. Next step, forgiveness, all right? Now, I want to ask you something here. Does somebody have to apologize and ask for forgiveness in order for you to give it? Can you only forgive somebody if they ask for it? I'm wondering. If that's the case, then I'm going to suggest that the forgiveness that you're offering is not for you, it's for them. And that's kind of backwards thinking. That's the piece that a lot of people are not understanding. Literally, forgiveness has nothing to do with the other person or the situation. On that note, I want to also just interject something here that might help you with this forgiveness bit. You know, when we forgive things, it's never the person that we're forgiving. It's the situation that the person brought to you or was involved in or something like that. Here's the difference. People can only do the best they can do. Even if they intentionally hurt you, it's still the very, very best that they can do. That's just all they have to offer, okay? So when we are talking about forgiveness, let's just leave the person out of it and forgive the situation. Oftentimes, they are doing a soul contract with you. They're fulfilling a soul contract. They're trying to teach you something, and you're missing it. It's not their fault, you know? Or like I said, they are just operating from the very highest place that they can operate from, and there's just nothing to forgive there. There's literally nothing to forgive. So when we are talking about forgiving people, really, we're talking about forgiving situations. We're talking about forgiving the occurrence of the situation, okay? Now, I learned this when I was doing leadership training classes about how not to blame the person that made the mistake, but to blame the situation and to fix the situation. And in fixing the situation, you're actually helping to teach the person. It's the same way with forgiving other situations, okay? Now, I just want you to go back, just pick any little thing that you're having a hard time forgiving right now, okay? And think about it differently from the terms of forgiving the situation more than forgiving the person. Doesn't make it easier to forgive? That's what I'm thinking. When you take the people out of it, it makes it easier to forgive. And I also want to remind you that that person that you're trying to forgive, honey, they're oblivious. Most likely, they're not even aware that you're hurting or still hurting after all these years over something that happened so long ago. They're just not even aware of it. It would be like trying to scold a dog for doing something wrong that they did yesterday. They're not going to get it. They're not going to understand your pain. They're not going to understand why you have a need to forgive them. They're just not going to get it. And it's the same way with people. You cannot go back so far and try to get somebody to understand what is going on and have them feel bad about it and apologize for it. It's just most likely not going to happen unless this person has deep, deep love for you. But if that was the case, you'd have had the conversation in the moment that it happened. You see what I mean? So all that pain that you're holding on to right now is up to you to resolve, not the offending person, not the offending situation. It's up to you to resolve, and you can only do it through forgiveness. All right. So let me just take a little note, look at my note here. So if you're waiting for somebody to apologize to you, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time and your energy. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for that to happen. Let's take care of it today, okay? So, turning the page. So looking back on that situation I just mentioned that I wanted you to kind of keep in your head, if you don't forgive that, what's going to change in your life? Are you going to feel better just instantly? You're just going to wake up one day and say, you know what, that doesn't bother me anymore without forgiveness? Do you think that's going to happen? No, it's going to take a real intention to break through that and to release it, okay? Forgiveness is a releasing method. I'm losing my ability to speak this morning. Forgiveness is the impetus for opening the way for things to just melt away. Like I said earlier, that once you forgive something, it has no power to hurt you anymore. And when you're not in pain, you're open to the blessings that are around you. When you're in pain, whether it be physical, spiritual, mental, whatever, you're locked down. All your thoughts, all your energy, everything is going to that painful situation, okay? So forgiveness unlocks that and opens it so it can float away and be transmuted. That's really what's happening with forgiveness, is that it doesn't just make things disappear. That's why you still have the memory of it. What it does is it transmutes it. It transmutes that energy signature from a negative, harmful vibration to a more uplifting, heart-opening, more life-affirming vibration. That's what forgiveness does, okay? So let me just go back. Okay, here's another sticky point for people, so that they feel like if they're forgiving something, that they're in agreement with it. And we talked about this last week when we were talking about acceptance, about how people say, well, if I accept it, then I agree with it. No, no, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's the difference between accepting the fact that it's just a matter of acknowledgement. Acceptance is acknowledgement, okay? Forgiveness is really the next step for releasing it, okay? Next week, we're going to talk about detachment, which is the final step, all right? So forgiveness is just all about, it's not about agreement. It's just another step in accepting and moving on, opening up that heart space for that pain to be released. And from that lighter place, you have all the information that you need in order to make a positive change. Goes back to the acceptance piece. Until you accept something, you can't change it. Until you forgive something, nothing will change. Okay? So it goes hand in hand. You've accepted it, now you have to forgive it. Okay? Without forgiveness, positive change isn't going to be possible at all. So, looking at my notes here. Right, we talked about getting that energy cleared from you. If you struggle with forgiveness, more than likely it is an energy thing. So I'm telling you this again so that if you do struggle with forgiveness, you don't blame yourself. You don't condemn yourself as, oh, I can't do it. No, it's not about that. More than likely you have thought forms that are stuck in your energy fields that you need to resolve now. And so that's going to take some energy work. So let me just take a break right here, right now, and ask you, do you guys have any questions about stuff that I've said so far? I know it's a lot to take in. I'm talking kind of fast. We're already close to 8:30. So I want to make sure that we have enough time to do this little bit of meditation. But I want you to really get the concept of what forgiveness is all about, that it's for you specifically, not anybody else, It's only for you so that you can heal that heart space and let go of some pain so that you can open the floodgates of blessings. Because when you're locked down, blessings will just keep passing you by. You keep seeing them, you keep wanting them, you want to reach out and get them, but you're not in alignment with them because you're so locked down with pain, okay? So forgiveness is the key to open all that up for you. And if there is nothing else, we are going to move right into the meditation. So I want you to just kind of sit back and just feel the seat beneath you and just allow your body to just be held. Trust your furniture. Trust that it's going to hold you up and that you can just let every muscle in your body just relax and be held. Let's start with that. And take a deep cleansing breath. Now, I want to just give you a little clue about how energy works here. When you breathe in and exhale through your nose, you're releasing mental stress. When you breathe in and release the air through your mouth, you're releasing emotional stress. So here I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you release it, just gently let it go out your mouth and allow your body to just sink further into your seat. And then just breathe naturally, but consciously. Take a deeper breath. Gently release it. Consciously let your breath flow in and out. Feel it in your body. Feel your body utilizing that energy that you're breathing in and releasing all that you no longer need as you exhale. As you breathe in and out, Your body takes on a natural rocking motion. Feel the inward breath, the outward breath, rising and falling in your body. Much like a wave on the ocean, you rise with your inhalation, you fall as you exhale, you rise again, gently rocking like a wave on the ocean. Slowly allow a painful situation into your awareness. Something that's been troubling you, something that you've been struggling to forgive. Allow that to just gently be there. But remember, it can't hurt you anymore. It's already in the past. It's already happened. It's time to let it go if you're ready. So ask yourself, are you ready to move this pain from your heart, from your body, from your entire life? Are you willing to forgive it? If the answer is yes, say that. I'm ready to forgive this. I want to forgive this. I'm willing to forgive this. And as you say that, feel a glow beginning in your heart space. Feel a beautiful, warm, golden light starting to fill your chest, starting to radiate throughout your body. With every breath, you're pushing that golden light throughout your entire body. And as that golden light floods you, say these words. Forgiveness frees me from the past. Peace and happiness are mine at last. Forgiveness frees me from the past. Peace and happiness are mine at last. Forgiveness frees me from the past. Peace and happiness are mine at last. Keep repeating that as you allow your body to release all of the pain, all of the struggle. Allow it to just flow out of your body and be replaced by this golden, golden glow of beautiful light and love. You may want to repeat this exercise, this little meditation, and you may do so as often as necessary because forgiveness is a process. Forgiveness is a process, and every time you go back to that situation, just flood it with this golden light and say, you know what, you don't serve me anymore. I'm free from you. Forgiveness has freed me from you. Peace and happiness is mine at last. Forgiveness frees me from the past. Peace and happiness are mine at last. Allow it. It's your natural state of being. It's your natural state of being. So allow it. And just let that situation reside in the past where it belongs. Oh, honey, Chrissy. Oh, you're giving me chills with that one. Yes, that is it's a typical response to use resentment as protection. Absolutely, however, you know it's even more powerful protection than resentment? Love. Love is. You don't have to go be BFFs with this person. You don't have to go make a big old production of forgiveness with this person, because remember, it's for you. Forgiveness is always going to be for you, never for them, ever, okay? But you can let that resentment just fade away and be replaced by golden glow of love for self that naturally will radiate out into your inner circle and as far reaching out into the world. You know, energy is not confined by space and time. You can change everything through a loving act of forgiveness for yourself. I'm so glad you said that, Chrissy. Other people do that too, really. I used to do it. Yeah. Does it ever feel good? No, it never feels good. And we want to feel good. I mean, come on. We want to feel good. It's our natural state of being. And so we must now do everything that we can to bring ourselves back to our natural state. And forgiveness is the key. And again, I want to just remind you that if through this meditative process of releasing all the resentments and regrets and everything and opening your heart through this golden glow of love and light, if all of that is still not helping you to put this situation in the past where it belongs and can no longer hurt you, you need to see an energy worker and really cut out the thought forms and the energy signatures that are stuck in your subtle energy bodies, okay? Don't just give up. Don't give up on the process. Take that extra step if necessary, all right? So, oopsie, I'm sorry. I got my dog beside me, so I startled him for a minute there. Just looking over my notes here. So that little brief meditation that we just did took like 5 minutes. All you have to do is sit somewhere quietly and allow your breath to help you to relax and go and just release, you know, the extraneous stuff that's circling around us in our life. Separate yourself from that for a moment and just consciously choose to welcome that glowing light into your heart space. And then using your breath, you want to just flood it through your entire body. Every cell can be awoken by this golden glow of light. It can be enlivened by this light, okay? And replace the negativity that is residing in your body. Just flood it with golden light. And this little mantra, forgiveness frees me from the past, peace and happiness are mine at last. Say it, mean it, embody it, make it real for yourself. If tears come, let them come. If a smile floods your face, let yourself smile. Let yourself be joyful and touched with your spirit self, and make it real in your life. Oh, thank God, thank God. So I know you're going to be popping off here really soon, Chrissy, so that you can get that appointment. And yes, talk to them about that you want to look at any thought forms in your subtle energy body around the past, around stuff that you need to let go of, so that you can move forward fully yourself and not bogged down by these painful situations that have been ruling your life. Because when we allow ourselves to shut down over one situation, we're not open to any others, including the beautiful things that we're trying to manifest in our life. So yes, let all of that go. So I hope that you guys found that meditation helpful. If you need additional work around that, I am here for you. In the meantime, though, we've got cards to pull. And even though we only had one person on this video with us, I'm only going to pull one card. Chrissy, would you like a card today, honey? We had an accident. We've got time to get you a card before you go if you want one. All right, let me pull a card for Chrissy so she can get on to her energy work appointment. All right, this is for Chrissy. Faraway places. Says get ready for new horizons. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to go to France, but it could. When I think of new horizons, I think of new ways of being, new opportunities for expansion and growth. I think that's where you're headed, okay? Really. And I think that you're going to have a very powerful experience today, and you very well may be on your way to your new horizon after today. So I'm excited for you, and I hope that it turns out to be everything that you want it to be. Our thoughts really are the conveyor of our life. So as soon as we change our thoughts, we are off to new horizons. So good luck to you on that. You're very welcome, honey. You're very, very welcome. And I'm going to pull another card, and it's for anybody who sees this video later. It could be 100 of you, it could be one of you. It doesn't matter. Whoever sees this video and replay, this card is for you. Let's find out what it says. Are you feeling fogged in? Go slow. Take your time. We're always in such a rush. We live in a very instant gratification type of a society. We want things instantly. We want them now. If we don't want them, we want to dispose of them right away. This card is saying, hey, take it slower. Take it slower. Our spiritual work is not instantaneous. Sometimes we have insights and epiphanies and beautiful moments where things are crystal clear. But even then, we're still growing and expanding, and all of that is a process. All of it is, including forgiveness. Remember that you may have to repeat this meditation. You may want to write out those words in your journal. You might want to tape them up on your bathroom mirror, things like that, to remind you that it's a process, and that you must go slowly sometimes. Sometimes you just have to just allow your emotional and spiritual self to catch up with your ego self and change all that. It's like you're running down the street chasing your ego to change its mind. And sometimes that just takes a few blocks of running before you finally catch up to your ego self. So don't rush the process. Do not rush the process, okay? All right, you guys, we are so early with this. I thought it was going to take longer because usually we have more people on this streaming video. And that brings to mind that I would just love it, love it, love it if you would share this channel, share this video. You know, there are so many people out there that aren't going to churches anymore. They have no spiritual community and no regular spiritual connection that gives them concrete tips and insights for changing their life, for embodying the vibration of a hope in their life, you know. And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about that foundational concept of hope that allows us to explore possibilities. We're not going to explore possibilities if there's no hope that they will help us. So hope is the foundation for all of the positive change that we're looking for in our life. Thank you, Chrissy. I really, really appreciate that, honey. I do. Thank you so much for that. So that's why I'm here every morning, or Sunday morning, not every morning, every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that I can offer you a message of hope that you can hold on to, you can incorporate it into your life, you can just see how it can change your vibration and attract the things that you want to have in your life. You need to be in vibration with it. So hope will help you with that, okay? And let's see. So share it, especially the channel, so that people can come visit me often. Now, I will be back here Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. so I can show you the Art of Spirit project that we're working on this week, okay? It's Soul Collage cards for 2020. This is almost like a vision board, but they're smaller. They're like a 5x7 card that you make a collage out of, okay? And embellish and all that good stuff. And then you put it on your altar as your focus intention for 2020. So we're going to have a guided meditation for that, as well as do the art project. And yeah, it's going to be great. So I hope that you join me here at 7 o'clock on Wednesday for that. And then, of course, next Sunday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, I will be here for part 3 of this series. It's the last of in that series. It's detachment. It's also something we struggle with because we're so grabby. So, I mean, it's just our human nature. We want to hold on to things. It's even when we pack up stuff for, you know, the thrift store, for donating to a thrift store, we still hang on to it in the trunk of our car for a little while. So, I mean, we just hold on to things so strongly. And this next presentation will talk about the power of detaching. The power of detaching, whether it's from expectations or from something material, something in the physical world. We're going to talk about all of that, okay? And I hope that you found this piece on forgiveness helpful. If you need additional help with it, of course, you can always reach me at Your Essential Spirit Quest. I'll put a link in the description of the video here. And if you really like the work that I'm doing, I could sure use your support. I am not monetized on YouTube. You have to have 30,000 followers in order to be monetized on YouTube. And so all of this I am offering free of charge, volunteer basis, because I love you guys and I want you to live your very best life. And if you appreciate what I'm offering you, I would appreciate a small donation made to me via PayPal. And I will leave a link to that as well in the description of this video. So in the meantime, just know that I love you, love you, love you, and I only wish the best for you. And if there's anything I can do to help you obtain that, you know how to reach me. Go out there and make your day a great one. And I'll see you next week. If not, I'll see you on Wednesday night too for our Art of Spirit session. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now. Chrissy, I just saw your comment about your opportunity to take a class in soul collage cards. Don't miss it. It's a powerful experience. It really, really is. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. But I hope to see you Wednesday night so that you can participate in mine as well. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye now.